So many old age homes are mushrooming in all the cities. So is it good?
Depends on who is looking at it. Now you will see so many couples or parents having their children settled abroad with no plans of coming back. And with the joint families dwindling, with affinities reducing, who will take care of an old person? So it follows a simple law of demand and supply. Since there is a demand for old people to be taken care of, then there is a supply of these old age homes. So if I am a person who doesn't have any support structure to take care of me when I reach an age where I cannot do my own things on my own and I need somebody to help me, then what option do I have? I have an option of hiring somebody in my own residence to take care of me, which comes with its baggage of negatives because trust is a big factor.
Yeah.
Then since I am not going to be physically fit if some untoward thing is happening inside my own house, I have no recourse to assistance. So I submit myself to an infrastructure which takes care of my basic necessities like food and clothes and medicines and caretaker for a price which many people today can afford to pay.
But having said this, are those the only needs of a person? Is not familiarity of the house, friend circle, common environment where you are grown, and some kind of an identity of your own. Is that not hampered?
To an extent, yes. But today, if you see, people have got accustomed to shifting environments. I mean, children shift environments from schools, colleges, cities, towns, wherever they get admission, changing jobs. So change has become part of a person growing up. So if you see it, today's 60 plus generation, they have seen this change happening.
Yeah.
The future 60 plus generation will be a generation that is comfortable with change. So that is not such a big factor. Yes, familiarity with your surroundings, familiarity with your locality, familiarity with your friend circle is a factor. But with adaptability, I guess one can adapt to the physical infrastructure environment and the people in it. So depending on your nature, if you are accommodating, you can form a new group. You have to be basically civilized. You don't have to be friends as in friends the way we understand friendship from our childhood days.
Mm-hmm.
But we are civilized enough to associate with similar age group adults, with similar woes to share and similar likes to indulge in.
I have one more question. Now in old age, this dementia is, nowadays we hear it's very common. But I always have a feeling, is it that their life is not somewhere unfulfilled or, unhappy, that they want to forget from inside at a subconscious level or something? And does it happen because of that?
You're touching a lot of subjects with which we deal in Life and Breath program. Dementia is a condition of the mind. Yeah. And most often, the physical condition has its genesis in the mental disturbance. So when you say dementia, generally you will say it is lack of blood supply to the brain or loss of reasoning faculty, which is a function of the conscious mind. All these subjects are dealt with in extensive detail in this program, Life and Breath, conducted by our Pratibimb. Unfortunately, the importance of these subjects is not realized when you have the physical and mental strength. Because you have never undergone those conditions. You have seen somebody else, probably in your own family, having an Alzheimer or a Parkinson's or a dementia. But if you understood the basic principle of breathing and meditation, these things should never happen in your life. When the realization comes to a person, perhaps he has come a little too late for a reversal to happen. Maybe you can arrest the progress, but the reversal may not be possible. Before the onset, if you undertake these programs, which are basically Indian traditions, and unfortunately, Indians have a habit of demeaning our own traditions, which are extremely scientific.
Yeah.
So if somebody says breathing programs, then if it comes from a foreign university in a foreign language, then it is great.
There is a label.
And if it comes in a vernacular statement like do pranayama or do brahmari, rastika, then it is vernacular. So the science behind the breath is not understood. If I talk about the same breath in English language, in a scientific language, in terms of oxygen, carbon dioxide, life force, quantum physics, vibrations, then people get interested in devoting time to that subject. But if I talk in the familiar terms of pranayama or dhyan,
everything has to come from the West.
Chintan, Manan, if I talk these words, then it is outdated.
Before listening only.
It is outdated already. That's how the society is programmed. So, old age is a concept. You will see very robust 90-year-old people.
Yes.
And you will see very dilapidated 50-year-old.
50.
Guys.
I have seen both.
Yeah.
I have seen.
And the whole word old is a funny word, because the other day somebody invited me to his grandson's birthday party, and he said, my grandson tomorrow will be 1 year old.
Old.
How can you call a 1 year old, 1 year character old? So the concept of old has been introduced to us right from childhood. And once it is in your mind that I'm getting old, then all the associated so-called ills of old age are embedded in your mind and get reflected on your body. अब मैं बूढ़ा हो गया हूँ, गोली खा के जीता हूँ. All these concepts that get embedded in your mind, and then they translate in your life. So when you say old age homes, I would go a step further and say call them young age homes. All the young people beyond 60 or 70 are eligible to join. Why not call them young age homes and make life youthful, enthusiastic, and fun for those people?
So with like-minded people, and if you have a purpose in life and you are enthusiastic about life, where you live, and maybe
I see so many inspirational videos of couples who are beyond 70 dancing as energetically as any so-called 30-year-old, 40-year-old would dance. So old age is just a concept.
I would like to hit on one more point. In our ancient there was something like Vanaprastha ashram. How do you associate that with? How do you correlate that?
Now, if you see the system of your growth in the number of years you spend on earth, you have some worldly duties for which you are born. Taking care of family, whether it is your seniors or whether it is peers or juniors. So to take care of these responsibilities, you need the normal human existence. Income, expenditure, care, attention, all those factors will be playing a role. After you have reached a certain stage and you have made the younger generation capable of standing on their own feet, you recede into the background. What people call retirement. Vanaprasthashram is retirement from the modern point of view. But from the traditional point of view, Vanaprasthashram is the second innings. Your second career, not necessarily associated with remuneration. Our understanding of career means I should get remunerated for whatever I do. Remuneration comes in different forms. When I am working for somebody, the remuneration comes to me in the form of salary. When I am in my own business, the remuneration comes to me in the form of profits. But after retirement, so-called retirement in worldly life, I undertake activities which give me pleasure. Remuneration comes to me in the form of joy. I am doing things which I want to do. It could be taking care of my grandchildren.
Yeah.
I don't get paid for it. But the joy that I derive from spending time with my grandchildren is my remuneration. Or I could be indulging in social service. The pleasure I derive in seeing a person being extracted from his distressful situation and becoming a contented individual, it cannot be remunerated by money. I am seeking that kind of remuneration. I want to see people around me or associated with me coming out of distress, and that is my compensation.
Smile on their face.
That is my compensation. And that is my second career. Vanaprasthashram was for self-development. Now, there were certain prescribed practices in self-development. Going inwards, seeking your source of energy. Like people say, searching for God, self-realization. So all these were prescribed in Vanaprasthashram as understood in the ancient Indian practices. Today, Vanaprasthashram could be self-actualization. That whatever you could not do because you were too busy taking care of your commercial living, now you have the time, the energy and the resources to indulge in that and realize yourself. Things which you had postponed or given up. Reignite. The whole subject is self-realization, either spiritually or physically or intellectually or emotionally.
So it's like giving back to the society, or getting detached from.
In the process, if you are giving back to the society, fine. In the process, if you are getting detached from the society, fine. As long as you find the
detached from the material things.
Choice is again yours. It is your life. You came into this form alone. You're going to leave this form alone. Nobody is going to say, "Chal, main tere saath aata hu."
Yeah.
Correct? Nobody said, "Main tere saath aati hu." Nobody is going to say, "Main tere saath jati hu."
Yes.
So this life, you have come alone. You have lived alone with people around you, but you have lived your life only. You have lived. Nobody has lived your life. So it is you. You want to detach from the society, detach. You want to go inwards and seek the light inside you, do that. You want to do social service, do that. That is Vanaprasthashram. Your commerce and headaches are over. So-called headaches.